just heading in the road right now to the first of the abandoned mines. This road is fairly passable so far for the Xterra. If I'm on the right path, it should lead to a little lake up here, and the first mine site should just be right on the side. Definitely on the right track. My source said that there would be an old stone building on the way in. Pretty cool. So definitely on the way in. Hey, Dirty Rock Hound here. Thanks for joining me today. I am north of Superior. I can't give the exact location of this, as this information was shared with me privately. But I'm going to be exploring some old copper mines and various mines up here the next few days. So I'll do some videos of the different locations that I find. So we brought in the Xterra again with the canoe this time. We've got this beautiful campsite all to ourselves right on the beach, and a wonderful lake that we'll get out there and do a little fishing and stuff later on. But right now I'm just going to set up camp, and we'll try to locate the entrance to this this cave before dark. All right, I just changed it into some longs here to get ready for the evening. The bugs are starting to come out a little bit. They're not too bad though. Just in setting up the tent, I'll switch you over here. Just in setting up the tent here beside the car, just all in this gravel, just tons of stuff to give me confidence that it's going to be a pretty good adventure here. This stuff is just filled with chalcopyrite, lots of evidence of greens. All of it's not shining too much, but all of this dark color here, that's all chalcopyrite. And the ground is just covered in this gravel. So I'm really looking forward to exploring around here with all this evidence of mineralization here. It should be awesome. All right, so I'm out here having a fish tonight. I want to stay away from the opening of that mine until morning. A little bit chicken, to be honest, and don't want to give myself some nightmares tonight. So out having a little fish, canoeing around, and this sure looks like a pile of tailings or something that they have removed from the mine. It's not far from the mine site, so I will definitely be going and checking that out tomorrow. Beautiful night tonight. Gonna get a good rest and get a fresh start right in the morning. Getting a little bit of color in the sky. Not too much tonight, but a beautiful spot. Just on the other side of our campground from last night is a great big pile of tailings and some footings of something that used to be here as part of the mining operation. So we'll start our trek this morning just looking right up the top of the tailings here and see what we can find. So it definitely looks like this was the site of one of the buildings. See, there's footings here and there, and slab of concrete right down here, nice and flat. Another little pillar there. So some part of the mining operation was up here. Gave them a beautiful view of the lake every morning, that's for sure. Talk about a great place to work. Just a little further down, we see another pile of tailings. And it looks like a little opening up at the top. That looks like where we're gonna have to go. All right, rock hounders, I'm at the opening, As I mentioned, I am a little bit chicken. I've watched way too many horror movies in my life, and well, a whole bunch of them start this way, with foolish people going into a cave. And inside there's either, I don't know, some cannibalistic humanoid species living in there, old miners that have been radiated by the uranium, or some scientists working on zombies or something. So I'm a little bit nervous going in here, and it's one of the reasons why I didn't come by last night to check out the opening. I wanted a nice, peaceful sleep last night before venturing into the depths of this. It's a fairly tight opening, but from what I understand, it opens up pretty nicely once you get in. I've got my hard hat and some safety gear in my backpack, and I'm going to chuck in some waders too, just in case it gets full of water later on. So without further ado, let's go get dirty. All right, so here I go. Fairly tight here at the beginning. You can see here at the beginning it's pretty loose material, so I'm going to get out of here pretty quickly and down into the main part where it's a little more solid. Alright, so we start off our adventure. We still have some of the old rail in here. That's pretty cool. We look around, there's quartz veins running through here. Some pretty good looking mineralization. Goes all the way through the roof. Lots of good indications of copper in here still. Lots of cool little nooks and crannies. You could spend a lot of time in here. All right, I'm going to turn the camera off for a little bit, and then every now and then I'll turn you back on so you can join in this adventure with me. You can see in the walls here, there's tons of little excavation holes. And I don't know if these are part of the explorations in here, or if rock hounders have come in at some point in the past and chiseled a little specimen out of the walls. As you walk around, try to get the shadows out of there. There's some really cool evidence. Lots of oxidization so far. No big chunks of malachite or anything poking out yet. Little traces here and there. Here's our first little obstacle to contend with here. We've got a bunch of stuff that's just been thrown in the cave here at this point. We'll examine that a little closer when we get here. Here's another example of one of those little excavations. Getting out some little crystals maybe in there. There's another one up at the top there. So that's where I just came from. This is this great big pile of logs here. Looks like they just jammed them into this section at one point. And just behind me, it's a little tiny offshoot. Looks like they were chasing something up here. I'm just going to move over and see if you can see up the top here. So that goes up another probably 20 feet up into the ceiling. I don't know if the video will get this at all, but really cool. They're like paper thin ridges sticking out of this up here. Really cool. This geology is way beyond me and my limited understanding. I've done a little bit of geology in university, but not to the extent that I would need to know everything going on in here. And this, yeah, you can't get the sparkle at all on this light. I'll bring this out and take a picture later, but this is the stuff that's coming off the walls. It's really sparkly and cool. Looks like some people have been digging it out through here. Very cool little spot. I'm going to poke around here for a minute. I'm wondering if it's peacock ore and malachite that people are chipping out of the walls here. There's a lot of peacock ore out in the tailings out front, and just below that big crater there's a nice little vein right there. It's hard not to get shadow in here. We've got to another cool area here where we've got a fair bit of abandoned track. I can hear a little bit more of water dripping in the background there. So this mine goes back a lot farther than I thought. We've gone at least a couple hundred meters so far and no sign of it ending. The geology is definitely changing a bit. It's a lot more of these orangey yellows going through the walls in this section. And every now and then there's streaks of that black metallic stuff. I'm thinking it's a pyrite. But again, that would just be a guess at this point. And great seams of quartz running everywhere here as well. And where did I see it? I just saw a second ago there's a spot with some really good here's some more of that black shiny stuff. All over in here. Great crystallization. So here's the main part of the mine, and we hit another little veer off to the left here. There's some pretty cool mineralization coming down here. And then they obviously were chasing something in this room here. And it just goes into that back little wall and then over to here. But above us is where they were chasing something. And that's pretty cool. Looks like a natural fissure or something going straight up in there. All right, let's get a little closer look here at this pudding stone here. Pretty crazy. And as you go up here, as you go up here, you'll see the cool little crystallization, and it's all the way up there on this rock. It's like little teeth all over it. Pretty darn cool. All right, no sooner did I put my camera away than I found this shaft. Let me crawl up a little bit more here and show you this sketchy looking thing. So this looks like it goes directly up into another layer. Someone's tied this sketchy old rope up here. You can see the little footholds they put in the thing going up there, and access the next floor with that rope. No, thank you. All right, this wall in front of me, again, just covered in these teeth-like formations. Just the whole thing. I really need in person to see that. Little bit of mineralization there, you can see a little bit there of oxidization from the copper with the green in the material. Really cool. All right, except for the screaming zombies and things like that, this is what I picture an old mine site like. We got the old track, got support beams up here, and looks like we have I think they call them stopes, but we have an ore chute here connecting one level to the next. There it gets from the other side. Really cool. And that'd be one way that, because they had the tracks down here, so they could drop ore down from the level up above down the chute into the ore carts and get them out of the mine. All right, decision time. We've reached a fork in the trail and we've got tracks going both ways. So we know both areas were productive and they were taking ore out of. There's a chute right there. So I'm going to try straight ahead. Oh yeah, it looks like there's another chute down there. You can see, wow, this is so cool. I've always wanted to be in an old mine like this. All right, so this shaft is a little bit different. This ore chute has, it's filled with tailings and stuff still. They put a big rusty band around that. And so far it's holding, but eventually that's going to give way and put a few tons of ore on the ground there. Well, the rock has definitely changed a lot in this side of the mine. We've gone from that, a lot of that reddy jasper looking stuff, the yellows and oranges, black, to getting into this under here. I can't tell, but it really looks like some kind of feldspar or something under here. Pretty cool looking. But the whole thing is really changed down here. I gotta imagine there's been a few people come in this mine and think that they have just discovered a fortune in gold. It's pretty cool seeing a huge seam like that going all the way down. Again. All right, so I've come to the end of this little section right here. There's 2 more ore chutes in front of me, and then we've got a pile of rock down there. I left my waders at the beginning because there really wasn't much water, and it's getting a little bit deep right here, so I think I'm gonna call this half of it a day and go explore that chute to the right. All right, we're back at this fork again. It's where we just were. And we're gonna try heading down this way. All right, so just rounded the corner and came across this. There's nothing quite intimidating to someone who's a little scared being underground here of an old doorway with the words, yep, Hell's Gate. So that's what it said. All right, well, can't stop now. All right, another shaft going up. Can't see too much here, but it's that same type of material on the sides again. Makes me wonder if it got flooded and that's like some sort of clay. Yeah, it's really peeling off there. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what this is. It's just flooded out and it's all covered in clay. This is the end of the tunnel at Hell's Gate, and we can see there's a slight little indentation straight ahead, and then as we curve here to the left, we end over here. So on the Hell's Gate side, this is the end of that one. Got a fair bit of oxidization in this rock, but right down at the bottom, I'm pretty sure that's malachite. It's a lot darker than the other material around it. I'm going to bring just a small piece out in the sun and examine it there. When I get back to the Y junction, I decided that my feet were already soaking wet and that I would go ahead a little bit in the left-hand side of this tunnel and go and check out that collapsed pile of rock. All right, a little bit more water in this section right here. I left my waders up at the front, so it's a long way back. Gotta be, I don't know, I've been walking for over an hour back here, so I'm not going back to get them. So a little bit of a soaker as I go through this next little section. All right, we've come to another Y junction. That one looks like there's not much up there, but we'll give it a quick little look and then come back and see how accessible that part is. All right, I've just come to the end of another tunnel. This one has all been backfilled in. It's not a cave in. You can see they've backfilled that from either another level or this one as they've been finishing up with the material. Another ore box there. Most of them are still full. Imagine they chucked a bunch of material down when they're closing up to try to seal off those shafts. All right, I'm gonna head back to to that, the last little Y we just passed, and we'll see what's down that one. All right, so it looks like there might have been some supports here at one point holding up this little bit of, it looks like it's changed to clay right here. But the stuff above it looks pretty stable. What's amazing here is it's just full of malachite up here. And some of it's down below here too. So I'll pick up a couple chunks on the way out. And bring them out in the sunlight, see what we have. But so far this is pretty cool. So I'm gonna hump it over here. I'm gonna turn you off. I'll put you back on up top so we can see some. So as I was crawling up here looking at all this cool stuff, I gotta admit that scared me a little bit when I first saw that. Whoever put that there, you got me. All right, we are at the end of the mine, and here we have Dan's place. I'm not gonna lie, I knew this was here. The people I found out about this from told me there's a little place at the end. Come on and have a beer. I'm not a drinker, but for those of you who know me, I do love a good Diet Pepsi, or in this case, a Pepsi Max. So I did bring one of those in to have a celebration here at the end at Dan's place. And after, there is a men's room on the other side over here if I need to use the facilities before I head back out. That's a great sight when you're caving and you see that little speck of light getting closer and closer. Good thing for the hard hats. The ceiling gets a little low in areas. All right, I'm gonna put you away till I crawl back up that, looking for daylight. All right, just made it back out. It's remarkable that little wee opening leads into such a great underground, just mystery really, just a great spot to explore. I'm knackered. Definitely did a good job with, oh, there we are, with getting dirty, but man, I'm tired. As most rock hounders, I can't leave anything behind until my pack's full, so it was hard dragging that, I don't know, 75, 80 pounds, whatever it was, back up this little opening. But we're out, and man, what a great time. There's a couple more mines in this area I'm going to go check out. I don't know if I'll do it today or not. We'll see how the rest goes. I think I'm going to go and have a swim and check out that tailings pile that I noticed last night while fishing. So, cheers. Hope you get out there rock hounding soon, and I'll show you some pictures here once I get this stuff all cleaned up. Thanks for joining me today exploring another awesome rock hounding location. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the Dirty Rock Hounder, and I hope you get the chance to get out there and get dirty soon. Let's get dirty.